Hey guys, this is another interesting episode of Filmlab. I'm the Red Black Woman.
And I am Steven.
On this episode of Filmlab, we're going to be reviewing
Longlegs. Let's go.
This is a thriller horror or a horror thriller as the case may be. And there's so many twists and turns.
Are there really twists and turns?
There's some twists and turns.
There's a lot to unpack. Yeah.
Even if you haven't watched Longlegs, this spoiler is great. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. This is still Filmlab.
Don't move.
Is it scary being an FBI agent?
A letter was left with the bodies. We have 10 letters like it over the past 30 years. And all of them signed with one word: Longlegs.
He'll kill. And kill again.
Welcome back. This is still Filmlab, and let me give you a little bit about what Longlegs is about. So it is written and directed by Oz Perkins. He's the son of Anthony Perkins, who plays Norman Bates in Psycho. Psycho was produced in 1960, black and white. The lighting, everything was. So Longlegs features a young female detective, Lee Harker, who spends quite some time trying to track down a serial killer called Longlegs, and Longlegs is played by Nicolas Cage. It takes a while for us to see Longlegs, but Cage actually benefits from the lack of exposure in the movie because he brings the full entree of what we have come to expect from Cage, which is unpredictability and just pure undiluted chaos.
Man, that's what this was. Pure chaos.
Pure chaos.
All right.
From one chaotic event to another chaotic event. But anyway, we're going to go on a quick short break, and when we come back, we're going to dissect Longlegs, different areas of the production. Don't go anywhere. This is still Filmlab. I'm the Red Black Woman.
And I'm Steven.
We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is still Filmlab, and we are still reviewing
Longlegs. Let's go.
So we're going to go straight into it. What did I like? What did Steven like? Well, let's start from.
I will start from where the most obvious and probably the best thing about the movie, the cinematography, and generally the framing, the composition, the use of color. The entire movie was just beautiful to watch. Slow zooms, electronic pans. The entire movie was a display of cinematic brilliance. So for me, the cinematography is where this film really excels. The visuals on display are excellent.
Yeah. So what do I like about Longlegs? I'm just going to shed more light on what Steven said, going back to movies made in the 90s. I feel like it's a homage to Psycho. Two reasons. Psycho was shot in film, the use of lights, the use of being able to capture darkness within a film setting, and then the sound in Psycho. The moment I heard I was like, I've heard this before. I
think the music more so than even the visuals.
I feel like the choice of cam and the music.
I think the music.
The music more so, yeah. The moment I heard those, I was like, I've heard this.
Yeah, the music was definitely.
I was like, oh yeah, this is Psycho, and it's good to know that being a young boy, the director, and growing into a man, he was able to bring inspiration from Psycho, where his father acted as the villain in Psycho, into a thriller horror movie like Longlegs. I love the performance of Lee Harker, played by Maika Monroe, the agent who basically more or less sort of led the investigation of Longlegs. Now, I love her performance because it was so real. I understanding her character wasn't difficult.
Yeah.
You know, and at the same time, she struck such a good balance because she wasn't overdo. The character wasn't forced.
No,
I
it
was
wasn't.
able to just understand the mentality, like the mindset, the trauma of the character. So it was very easy to digest.
Yeah, it was a great performance.
Yeah, it was a great performance. And then Blair Underwood as Agent Carter. So I feel like the peak of his performance, when you watch the movie, you would understand. At the peak of his performance, most people would have had like an obvious outburst or rage to show that they're going through like some psychotic breakdown or whatever. But he was able to exude a shift in personality from being a very gentle detective, you know. The first movie I ever saw Nicolas Cage in was in Face Off, and I totally fell. Such a brilliant movie. I loved his character. So when I watched him in other movies. So when I watched him taking the role of Longlegs, I was like, bravo. They picked the right actor to deliver extreme, exaggerated personality, from creepy calm to highly exaggerated manic episode kind of personality.
You're in a movie where you're a diabolist and you're singing like you're Mick Jagger. I think I get it. I think the character is like some kind of past failed rock star or something who kind of got involved with the devil, and that's how you kind of got messed up. But my point is, he's just too much.
Those manic episodes basically just gave us more expose into his mind.
Yeah, but he delivered it like Nicolas Cage would in Face Off.
The character was going through a manic episode. Should he have said, "Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, it's your birthday"?
I don't know, man.
Like,
I feel like
he had to be extravagant.
But why is it that all his performances are over the top?
Why is it that they like to cast him for performances that are over the top?
I guess he suits this over the top
because he knows
if,
how to
if that's what the
deliver.
movie was going for, then I guess so. Yeah.
More so if that's the character personality, because that was clearly the character personality.
So I agree. So the thing is, though, you said it yourself. So Lee Harker was easy to digest. Nicolas Cage was not easy to digest.
He wasn't meant to be easy to
But
digest.
it just wasn't easy to digest.
So we're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about little things here and there and then wrap this all up. Anyway, this is still Filmlab. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. This is still the review of Longlegs on Filmlab. I feel like there's really like a lot to learn, especially because it paid homage to me to Psycho, one of the greatest movies ever in the world to be made. Argue with the clapperboard. Greatest movies ever to be made, and it taught me how to pay homage to an iconic movie in the right way, in the right doses. So I would rate this a... Why are you looking at me like that? The way you're looking at me like she's about to give you some outlandish rating.
You gave Nicolas Cage 10 over 10. You've already cooked this. Cooked this.
No, I would give it an 8 over 10.
Wow.
I would give it an 8 over 10.
Longlegs is a good 7, man. It's a pretty good, pretty strong 7.
What movie? This is random. This has no connection to Longlegs. I just want to know, because where Steven is concerned, he seems like a very difficult person to please.
No, I'm pleased. I'm pleased.
No,
7
no.
is a great number.
Can you imagine?
7 is fantastic.
7 is
That's
like the
3 away
highest.
from 10.
That 7 is like the highest. What's your highest rating movie? You?
There's so many, but like Longlegs.
No, just this is.
Well,
random.
no, that's
I'm
not.
putting
That's
you on
not.
the spot.
That's
I
not
know
what
that
this
that's not why
is.
we're here. I just want to know.
There's so many.
Is
Okay,
there any
David
movie
Fincher's.
you really
David
rate
Fincher.
like a 9
David
over
Fincher's. David Fincher's 7, which is like Longlegs. I referenced it. 7 is
10?
like
No, I
an
said
8 over 10.
9 over 10. 8.
9 over 10. I'll say the game. The game is a 9 over 10.
What's the game?
David Fincher's The Game.
The game with the whole going to that building and meeting a group of people. He was introduced. And someone
Yeah,
told
Michael
him
Douglas and Sean Penn. Yes.
I'm asking, is that the
Yeah,
movie?
yeah, that's the game. Yeah, that's a 9 out of 10.
That's his favorite movie, by the way.
Yeah,
Anyway,
game is a 9 out of
cool.
10. Straight up 9 out of 10.
We're gonna get into that
But
in later time.
long legs is a 7.
And it's a good thriller, by the way.
Yeah,
It's like a horror thriller also.
The game is not horror at all.
But it's a psychological
It's just
thriller.
pure psychology.
It's a psychological thriller. Yeah, that's true. Anyway, one day on Filmlab, we're going to review
The game.
the game.
One day.
Yeah, so that's a good movie, I must say. Anyway, I would give it I said I gave it an 8. Steven gave it a 7.
7.
All right, not too
What
bad.
would you give Longlegs
What
at
would you
home?
give?
Let us know
Yeah.
what you would give Longlegs. Send us a text, send us an email, reach us on social media. Let us know what you think about Longlegs. If you have seen Longlegs.
So our social media platforms are showing on your screen right now, including our phone numbers, so that you can definitely be part of the conversation. And if you have movies that you would like us to review,
Please
give
send
us a
them
shout.
our way. Shout
Give
us
us a
in.
shout and let us know more again what you think about Longlegs. All right, thank you guys for staying with us on this interesting episode of Film Lab, where we reviewed Longlegs. Thank you so much, guys, for being with us throughout this particular review of Longlegs. This is still Film Lab. We'll catch you next time. Until then, be safe, stay safe.